So, hello everyone. And today I'm going to talk about something very interesting, which actually it changed me a lot. I've been changing for a long time, but I specifically began, I guess, to really change when I was forced to, and this began in, I would say, 2008, when I had a rude awakening and I had a visit, and I will talk about that later. But I didn't understand what was happening, who was this man, and then later, I would say, let me see, more than 10 years later, I found out who he was. But anyways, today I'm going to talk about more things that I've learned, and is my interest, and I guess you can call it passion, is about death. What happened after you die? You know, all this. I want as much information as possible concerning and surrounding the subject of death. And I was able to get a lot of information the last, specifically, that I was maybe confirm what I already knew. So it turns out that, for what I understood, that they said, these teachers, is that, and by the way, this is confirmed with, if you know Seth, and if you know all the other, people that, well, the only one that I really trust, that I really resonate with, is Seth. Anyways, so what happens when you die? First of all, you have an essence. Everyone has an essence, and like, I'm going to repeat it over and over, and it's that I'm using distortion when I speak. So, how much distortion am I using? That's the least possible. So, when people talk to you about the life after death, what happened when you die, or where your relatives are, it's a lot of distortion, and some of them is just so distorted that it just, it doesn't make sense. And yet people like to hear that. Like, people like to hear that you're gonna die and there's a heaven and there's all these people waiting for you, and that your mother's waiting for you and all this stuff, and that's a lot of distortion. If you're ready for the truth, then you're in the right place. If you want to continue to think that there's going to be angels waiting for you with bells, then this is not the place, because it might scare you. And I believe that after you die, right, if you believe in angels and all these gods waiting for you with bells, I don't see anything bad with that. I don't think anything wrong with that. It's more disturbing to people that believe that they're going to burn in hell, because they will probably experience that. So, if you want to, believe what you want to believe, but my all the reasons that which I'm here sharing with you, because give up the idea of hell. You see, you don't want to take that with you, that idea of hell, because there's no hell, but you create it. And when you die, you create whatever you believe. If you believe in hell, well, and especially if you think you're going to hell, you'll experience the hell until you realize it's all a projection, your own projection. So even right now, everybody is everybody's projecting. It's a projector. Everybody's a projector, and they're projecting whatever they want to see. It's like you having, more and more and more everything that is happening right here on this earth. And I specifically, I don't know about the countries, but I see, let's say China or United States, they are very advanced with technology compared to other countries. So I don't know in other countries what's happening, but they have something that people play games. It's called, I think it's VR. And you put these glasses and you see, I don't know exactly, I don't have it, so I don't know. But basically, you put these glasses. Actually, I did try it once. My oldest son had it, and I used it. And yeah, when you put the glasses, you feel like you are there in some kind of whatever it is. If it's an ocean, then you feel like you're swimming and other stuff. So I like all that technology because all that technology is showing you what is really happening. And if you have eyes and you have ears, you can hear and see. And that's exactly what it is. So it's interesting that more and more our technology is showing us what is really happening. I'm interested because these teachers told me that everything is real. Everything is real. If you think it, it's real. If you think about something, it's real and it's happening. You understand? You don't. People say, "Oh, you're fantasizing," or "It's your imagination." Everything you imagine is real. If you imagine that this little man, living in a mushroom, is real. You understand? And for us, it's very difficult to comprehend that there will be a dimension where there is little men living in a mushroom, but it's real. And if you imagine it, it's real. If you think it, it's real. So everything that you see like science fiction or all these books that they say is fantasy, or they call it science fiction, or mythology. All this stuff is real. It's real. It's happening in another dimension, but it's happening, and you have connection to all dimensions. And when you die, you can go to all the dimensions you want. Well, at least after you find out you're dead, because there's going to be a period where you don't even realize you're dead. Because after you die, you're gonna project the same thing right now. It's identical. I asked these teachers if it would be exactly like this. He said it's identical. So I asked, so how do I know I'm dead? And they said, for one thing, there's no surprises. People agree with you. Everybody is agreeing with you. And I said, wow, okay, well, then I'm not dead, because once in a while somebody's arguing with me. So that's how you know you're not dead. If people argue with you, you're alive. If everybody agrees with you, everything you say, then they say that then people start to question, like, what's going on in here? And there's no surprises. Meaning, if I think, I don't know, I feel like having an orange. And then all of a sudden you get an orange. You see what I mean? There's an orange in your fridge. You say, I was thinking about having an orange. It's there. And maybe you think, I don't remember buying it, but anyway, it's there. That's how you know. Little by little you start to figure out that, wait, what's going on in here? And then they said that black holes will appear everywhere. So basically, the person dies, they think they're still alive, and they're in the kitchen. Let's say your grandmother's in the kitchen, like she loves to do, because I had an ex-mother-in-law, she loved to cook. She was Italian, and she just loved to cook, and her food was delicious. And she just loved to be in the kitchen cooking. She loved that. I mean, I don't like that. I don't want to be in the kitchen. I want to play video games. You think I'm going to sit down in the kitchen? No way. I cook because I don't want anybody cooking for me. And I enjoy making whatever I want because I know exactly how I want it, and I wash my hands and all this stuff. But me, just she's such like a chef. She loves to watch cooking shows. So her food was delicious. Well, I saw her because you can see that they, and I it's going to be more and more and more. They told me that it's going to come to the point where you're going to connect with them, with all these dead people. You're going to have conversation with them. So you'll find out what I'm saying, and you're going to say, well, she was right. You're going to talk to your dead grandmother or whoever it is and have conversations with them. Okay? So I saw her. And the first thing she did was she cooked her delicious meal for me, actually for my son, my two sons and I. So it's different. It's different. It's basically many things happening at once. So let's say, because I experienced all that, I come out of my body. So, and you come out of your body too, just to remember, is when you remember that you are out of your body, it means the mind, in a sense, your body's awake, in a sense. Anyways, so the first time I saw her, I went to see her. She said, I asked her, how does it feel to be dead? Because, it's funny. People that know me, they say, you're candid. Sometimes I have aspects of me that they just come out with the crazy shit. They don't even think, they say it. And so it's the same way. I saw her and I said, well, how does it feel to be dead? And she looked at me like, you're fucking crazy. She looked at me like, wow, and she was angry. And she looked at me and left. I gotta go. And I said, okay, where did she have to go? I asked these teachers and they told me that the reason she looked at me angry is because they don't realize that dead. And then when it's like your life, it's like you, like me coming to you right now. Okay, I come to you and say, how does it feel to be dead? And what are you going to do? You're going to look at me and say, what the hell is wrong with her? What is wrong with her? Or you feel like I'm insulting you, telling you you're a dead person, or you're going to get mad. So that's the same thing. The same thing happens with people with Alzheimer's. People with Alzheimer's become violent and they think because they don't recognize you. And they feel like there's somebody in their house. And the people got to understand this. Let's say, I see, it all depends, like if you have someone that has Alzheimer's, and be chill, go along with what they said, be chill. And I think it has to do with the energy too. But I see videos in both Spanish and English, and they're very annoying. I mean, they're really annoying, these people. First of all, they like to record the parents have Alzheimer's, or the grandparents. They like to record them all day, asking stupid questions, repeating the same thing. The person said, Dad, do you recognize it's me, your son? It's your son. Look at me, it's your son. And the guy goes, you're my son? And then the father gave a name. And the person, no. It's me, your son, Nicholas. And they go, so annoying. Really, seriously, it's very annoying. And I feel bad for the guy, because the guy, because it's like, just leave him alone. Stop repeating the same shit, because when you do that to a person with Alzheimer's, what you do is you are reminding them that they don't remember. It's so funny. You're reminding them that they don't remember. And that becomes very frightening for them, because they're not dead. They're here. They're part-time here. Half of the time they're here, half of the time on the other side. In other words, they see things. They see people. The only thing you see Alzheimer's people that act different and everything is because they give them pills. Okay, they drug them. But I met people with Alzheimer's, at least 5 people, and they don't act like that. You see these people that you see like, oh, they can't walk and everything. Those because of the drugs I give them. Okay? But you can have person with Alzheimer's without medication. You got to be very, they get anxiety, they get panic attacks because they realize, like, I don't remember anything. And then sometimes they see you and they go, who's this stranger in my house? It could be the husband, doesn't matter. Imagine you're taking a shower and then you see this strange guy in the bathroom touching you. You would do the same thing, you hit him. And you are you are in your house, and all of a sudden this woman comes and starts, taking your clothes off to give you a bath, but you don't know she's taking your clothes off. Of course you're gonna go crazy and hit her because they don't recognize them. You understand? They see them as a stranger in their house. So what you gotta do is, because I had a friend that her mother had Alzheimer's, she never got medication. She took it to the doctor, I think, but she told the doctor no medication for her mom. And the doctor was a good doctor, didn't get medication. And the day they put her in a nursing home, she kept her own apartment. Her apartment was in Bay Ridge in Brooklyn. And she had that apartment forever. Since, think about it, she was like 100 years old. She had it since her kids were little, which now they were like 70 years old. In any case, she lived there forever. Okay? Her daughter didn't sell the apartment. No, she stayed there. And she lived by herself, and she had cats, and she had a turtle, I believe. And she would go visit her. She was like healthy because she would talk to her every day and go over the bridge because she didn't live in Brooklyn, but it was like 20 minutes away. And between her brother and her, they would visit her, but she lived by herself. And they tried not to keep her alone too much, but they didn't take her to live with them. I think she needs her. I thought that was amazing. They kept her independent, in a sense. She was relaxed. She had an animal. Her daughter came. Well, anyway, I'm not going to tell you the story. The point is that, sometimes she would curse. She said, she would curse, like, what the fuck? But, they knew that she had Alzheimer's. Now, her mother-in-law had Alzheimer's too. And her mother-in-law, I remember talking to me, and I realized, I went along with whatever the fuck she said. I remember she telling me that there's a man dressed like a spider, and he comes in her room, and she's terrified that, he's going to rape her and everything. Now, the lady was like 80-something, you know what I mean? So I went along with her. What am I going to do? I didn't even know. Back then, I didn't know she had Alzheimer's, and you didn't think about Alzheimer's, and it was, actually Alzheimer's wasn't in our vocabulary. We didn't even know about Alzheimer's. I'm talking about 90s. It wasn't like now. Like now everybody's talking about Alzheimer's. Back then, no. I don't think there was a word, Alzheimer's. And, but then, I think she became more, I don't know exactly because I don't know exactly, but I know that they put her in a nursing home. But the nursing home was beautiful. It's the most expensive nursing home in the area, okay, where we lived. It's in New York City. Where it's very expensive and they're high class and everything, and they treat her nicely. She had a nice place. So everybody went to that one. The people you don't have to be rich, but you had enough money to put you, because it was expensive, okay? And she was taken care of, because she couldn't be by herself. I don't know why they put her there, but my friend used to go visit her too. She would go almost every day, make sure she's okay, visit her and everything. So she was nice to both her mother and mother-in-law, even though her mother-in-law didn't like it. It's so funny. I said to her, she never liked it, but look who's there every day visiting her and taking care of her, you. Anyways, my point is that Alzheimer's, I don't recognize you, but sometimes they have little memories, but that's okay, If they say, who are you? Say, oh, I'm your friend, I'm in here, I don't know. I had two neighbors, left side and right side. They both had Alzheimer's. They didn't talk anything, but when they saw me, they got happy. It's so funny. They never talk, But her daughters, both the daughters, when I came from work at 2 o'clock, they are in the left side of my. I was in the middle of both of them, and they were both at the window looking for me, waiting for me. And so I got to decide, mini, miny, mo, which one I'm gonna go, because they both say, my mother is waiting for you with tea, and the other one, my mother is waiting for you with coffee. The one was Puerto Rican, the other one was American, and so I have to decide. Well, on the right side, I know her husband will come home for 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, so I will go there first. You see, so I can spend time with them and everything, and then go to the other one, which I had no husband, so I could be there all night. So that's what I did, and you know what? They love me, and with Alzheimer's, and they remember me, and they used to laugh because they knew exactly at 2 o'clock or 2:30, because I was a teacher. I don't know what time you get. I get off at 2, but around that time they were already waiting for me by the window. So how the hell do they remember? You understand? Anyways, so the same thing happens. So when they told me that there's going to be 3 types of transitions to the shift, one to death and the other one to another dimension. That's what they told me. So basically, all of humans are going to be transitioning from this shift in consciousness. One group is going to go to another dimension. Another group is going to transition into death. Okay? So there's 3 transitions. Transition to death, transition to another dimension, and transitioning to the shift. So what does it mean? It means that if you're transitioning to the shift, then you're going to have very psychic experiences. Now, don't get too happy yet. Psychic experiences mean that you're going to have to start seeing shit. You're going to hear voices, maybe. I'm not going to say that you all the time, but you're going to hear voices, you're going to see little shadows going by. You're going to be very intuitive. You're going to be sensitive. And you're going to be very sensitive to energy. So all of a sudden you don't feel good because there's some energy in your house. It's energies everywhere. Okay? So, and then I'm going to touch a little bit here, and hopefully I'll remember the next video. But because I'm going to concentrate on this topic. So you're going to hear all my podcasts from the beginning. They're all going to be, all the topics are going to be about death. All the idea of death, before death, after death, blah, blah, blah. So, and I'm going to do that. And then when I do enough of this that you have an idea, then I'll move on to another thing. But anyway, so there's 3 transitions. And if you transition into the shift, that means you're gonna start becoming basically psychic. Okay? You're gonna have out of bodies. You're gonna have it can be very challenging. Okay, so you say, well, that means in the shift, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna go through the shift, and I'm gonna die. But you're gonna have things happening that scare the shit out of you. Okay, and for the first time that happened, then after that, okay, because I will see energy, and I will see. One day all of a sudden I started to see. Think about it. Like it's raining, right? And there's a lot of white things, like I don't know how to explain it. It's just an amazing amount of. I would see little, I don't know how to explain, like streaks of light. And it started the first time that happened. I shit my pants. I said, "What the hell's going on? Something wrong with my eyes? You don't want to be blind, so you always get scared. That's a very strong energy on the earth, and I'll talk about that too. You have to overcome this shit because a lot of people that die, that's what they said, that when people die, or the majority of the people that die, they're in fear, is then they have all this shit happening, So I'm going to talk about that because you got to overcome fear. And the way to overcome fear is, I'll give you the method how to do it. In any case, this is very important that I talk about this because when you start having it, or if you're already having them, because I think you're already having them, it's things that are happening to you, you realize, wait, she said that it will pass. And it might come back again, but it will pass again. And everything is okay. I'm not crazy. Nothing is going to happen. See? You can go to the doctor, you can do all you want. He's not going to find anything. They'll just think you're crazy. That's it. You know what I mean? It's not, they can't find anything physical with you because it's not physical. Okay? So then you'll know what to do, and I'll explain to you what to do when you're having all these, I call them symptoms. Now, there's the other group who transition into death. And Alzheimer's is one of the ways that people choose to die. Or transition, because they don't talk about death. Okay? Death is a human physical expression. They don't talk about death. They call it blinking. That's what they call it, blinking. And they talk about disengaging, okay, or defocusing. They never use the word death, okay. That's a human expression. So they say blinking, they say disengaging, or they say defocusing. So you disengage, okay. The way you choose to disengage is Alzheimer's, one of the most popular ones. I would say it's very popular. And I think it's okay. I mean, hopefully you have somebody, not you, but I think people need to educate themselves a lot more on how to treat somebody with Alzheimer's, because I see a lot of stupid shit happening. Like I saw one in Spanish, and it was like, grandma, you're fucking annoying her. No, that's not you. No, it's fucking so annoying. Just to make a video so everybody get likes, get views. Leave your grandmother alone, okay? She's a beautiful lady. She's transitioning, and just leave her alone. The same thing. Well, I see different ones, and I don't like to watch it anymore, because whenever I see something, I say, they're going to do stupid things. So hopefully they realize, don't do that. Don't do that to people with Alzheimer's. Then you have transition into other dimensions, when they don't die, Well, they don't disengage the way we call it death in here. They don't die. What they do is they go to another dimension. And they talk about one case that you probably heard about it, and it's a plane, I think it's Malaysia plane or something. But basically what they said is that you simply, if people think you die in a plane accident, they can never find you. But usually they go in groups, okay? It's not you alone. It's usually 200 people disappear in a ship in the ocean, something like that. And then they explained to me what happened. I said, so you go to another dimension, right? You're in a ship, all of a sudden explodes, and then you enter. I don't think it really happens anything bad in the ship or in the plane. What happens is more that, and all of a sudden they enter to another dimension. You know what I mean? There's no suffering, nothing. And I say, wow. So what happened when you enter another dimension? You say, well, you have a period of 2 hours before they readjust. So I imagine, I'm trying to make my own, I guess, don't believe me, but this is my perception. I think it would be something like, and I asked them, by the way, it would be something like you go to sleep. It's like you wake up, okay? And you have some kind of weird dream, right? You say, I had a weird dream, I don't know. And then life continues. You get up and do your things. That's the way it is. So when they wake up in the other dimension, they have a family, they have children. It's so weird. I got to ask more about this, because I was thinking like, wow. Because I asked, and I'm not going to talk about this now, because I think that in case you have family and you're going to be disturbed because you have no idea that other dimensions, people don't know, look, other dimensions, it's not the same. They're not physical. Okay, dimensional means that other dimension. There's not. You can go to another physical plane, another physical reality, but when you talk about dimensions, it's very, 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 very different. Okay, they're not physical and they're not humans and they don't look like humans. So let's say one of these dimensions, they say because some people disappear, and I asked, so what do the people look like that? And they said they're not people, they are, I forgot what they call it, like beans, something like that. And it's basically, it's like a barrel. It looks like a barrel. They don't have legs. They don't have head, and they don't have limbs. So they only have like a little tail. And I said, wow. You know what I mean? Well, good thing they don't remember when they wake up. They're one of them. So that's the way it is. It's very interesting. You don't have to worry because all of a sudden you wake up and you don't, like, listen, when you wake up this morning and you had dreams, right? And some of the dreams are weird. But you're here and you go, oh, that was a dream. And that was it. How do you know you didn't come from another dimension? You don't know. You don't know that until you make your disengagement. When you disengage, then you find out all this stuff. You're going to go, wow, I had these weird dreams. Turns out that I came from another dimension or something like that. Anyways, so when the person is engaged, everybody agrees with you. There's no surprises, and they are, let's say that in the kitchen, your grandma, and she's talking to you. She's creating that imagery. In her projection, you are there talking to her. Okay, and they told me, like I said, if you're crying because you don't have no money, you tell grandma, I'm crying, I don't have no money, I don't know what to do with my life. Grandma comfort you and give you this energy. She's comforting you, you're going to be okay. And she's give you a lot of energy to help you. She's thinking about, like, I'm going to give you money, don't worry about it, I'll take care of you. Now, you're not there, you're here, right? Well, distortion again because there's no space and time. But let's say in her projection, you're not in her, you're here, you're doing your own thing, and she's there, projecting that you're there. So what happened is, even though you're not there with her, even though it's a projection, she's still sending you help. You understand? So they told me, like, I can talk to my mother, I said, or somebody that is dead. And even though they don't remember they're dead, when I talk to them, they get the energy. They feel me there. And they see me. They create an imagery of me, and then they start giving me help. So you receive it. So you can talk to them, and they will send you help, and yes, it will help you. And also the same way, the reversal. You can send them energy of love and help and everything so that they wake up and realize that they're dead. You can do that. You can send them a lot of help, and you can even come out of your body and go there, visit them, and help them get out of their sleep if you want to. And so, so then what happened is they start seeing black holes, right? And they realize they're talking to you, and all of a sudden your voice comes out of that hole. And that's when they become suspicious. Wait, I'm talking to him, but I hear his voice in that black hole in the wall. And that they start to investigate and realize, oh, I'm dead. I don't know, if I saw black holes, I'd be scared, but they say, no, you're not. And actually, I saw my son's father, and he was looking at those holes. He was looking back and forth, like, what the hell is that? He was looking at these holes. Anyway, I'll continue the next time with sharing more information. Have a good day.